Hello my beautiful ninjas, it's Nani again, back to you guys with another video. This video is going to be me talking about my favorite drugstore foundations. I have a couple of drugstore foundations as well as a couple high-end foundations. A lot of the drugstore foundations that I will mention to you work as if they were high-end. So that's what I really like about that, because they're more accessible and they're more affordable. And although we want to, you know, look beat and have our makeup looking right and things like that, you definitely still don't want to break the bank, you know, doing that. So I want to go ahead and jump right into it. Before I do want to mention to you guys, I do have oily skin. So most of the items that I will mention to you are going to be for my skin type pretty much. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and also make sure that you do subscribe to my channel for more. If you're interested on my take on, you know, the best drugstore foundations, make sure that you keep on watching. Alrighty, so when it comes to foundation itself, again, we have so many options in the drugstore as well as high-end, and a lot of times you just want to find something that works best for your particular skin type. As I mentioned to you guys, I do have issues with oiliness of my skin, as well as kind of sometimes I do have issues when it comes to like open pores or large pores on my skin. So a lot of these foundations will work really great for that. Of course, you can manipulate a lot of foundations in the drugstore to kind of work for your skin type by using better primers or setting sprays and things like that. So you can definitely manipulate it to make it work for you, but these are the ones that I have found that has definitely worked for my skin type in general. So the first thing that I want to actually mention, and I'm going to actually mention 4 of them to you guys, and I'll mention to you in the order of like least favorite to the most like, so I'll go ahead and jump right into it. The first one that I want to actually mention to you guys is this foundation, which is by Black Radiance, and it's the Color Perfect Oil-Free Liquid Makeup, and this is what it looks like. I'll make sure to leave close-ups in case, just so you guys can see exactly what it looks like. But this is in the shade, I have no idea. I have no idea. Okay, I'm lying. This is in the shade 8413 Rum Spice. I actually do have this foundation on today, and typically with foundations like this, and I haven't really, they do have a lot of color ranges. I would definitely say that they do have a lot of different color ranges with this brand, so you can definitely find something that's as close to your skin type as possible. This one specifically is a little bit more like orange for my skin tone. I feel like for me, I have more of like a yellow undertone, so the orangey one, it looks a little weird when you first apply it. But like I said, there's a lot of ways to manipulate it, and once you apply like your concealers and things like that, it kind of brings everything back together. But typically with this foundation, what I usually, and I didn't want to mention this in this video, but what I do typically use with foundations that are a little bit darker for me or a little bit more orangey or something like that, I typically mix it with this, which is the Urban Decay Naked Skin One and Done. It's kind of like a tinted moisturizer, but it definitely helps to neutralize a lot of my foundations. This one is extremely like orange for me, so I do apply more of this and a little bit less of this just to make sure that it kind of creates the perfect shade for me. But this definitely helps to, like I said, neutralize a lot of my foundations. But this foundation is absolutely amazing. Like I said, I do have this foundation on today, and I think that it came out really nice. I really think that this foundation works best for, I mean, I would say that you can use it year-round. Like I said, you can definitely manipulate it to make it work for your skin. But I think that this foundation would probably be a little bit more perfect for me during like summertime when I'm really like more tan. But during this time, I'm still very kind of like I said, a more yellow undertone, and this is more of like an orange undertone when you first apply it. So I definitely want to go and see if there's anything else that's a little bit closer to my skin type, but right now this is the shade that I do have, and I am able to kind of manipulate it to make it work for my skin type. But I really like this foundation. It's extremely affordable. I'm not really sure of exactly how much I paid for this. You can definitely find this anywhere: Walmart, Walgreens, CVS. Well, I would say I've seen it more at like Walmart and probably Target. I don't think that I've seen this at CVS or Walgreens, to be honest with you guys, but I'll make sure to leave links in the description box in case you guys are interested in this. But I really like the finish of this. This does not feel heavy at all. It actually doesn't feel like I have on makeup on today, so I really like that. And I just really like the color payoff that I get with this, and also the coverage. This is more of like medium to full coverage, but of course it's always buildable buildable. You can get it to be like extremely full, but I'm not really someone that wants extremely full coverage. I just want something to kind of create just like a nice, smooth, you know, I don't know, but I just don't like that cakey look, and I don't want to feel like I have a lot of makeup on my face. So the medium to full coverage definitely still works for me, but I absolutely love this. This works amazing, and it definitely lasts all day as well. And as I said, you can manipulate these to get it to work for your particular skin type. But of course, they do have a large, you know, range of colors, so you should be able to find something that's as close to your skin type as possible. So that's going to be number 4. And the next one that I want to mention to you guys, and it was weird because it was hard for me to try to figure out which one I wanted to put at number 3 and which one I wanted to put at number 2. But I'm going to go ahead and put this at number 3, which is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation. And they do have different ones for like dry skin as well, but this is the matte and poreless because, like I said, I'm oily and I do have issues with large pores. So this is amazing. The shade that I have is 338 Spicy Brown. And again, with this, it is a little bit on like the orangey side, but it's not as orange as the first one. They do have a decent, you know, color range, but I feel like it's always hard for me to find something that has kind of like a yellow undertone. I feel like most of the foundations have like a very like orangey or pinky undertone, which doesn't really work for me. So this is the closest that I could get to my skin type. There's another one that I actually have, which I'm gonna actually show you guys. The initial one that I purchased was the number 335 Classic Tan, and this one is close to my skin type, but it kind of makes me feel like ashy a little bit. So a lot of times I'll mix these two together, or I'll mix this one with the Urban Decay Tinted Moisturizer. But if I mix these two, they do definitely give me the perfect shade as well. So I really like this foundation. It definitely does give amazing coverage. This one, I feel like, I don't know if it's because it's meant to do a lot of things like, you know, be matte and also poreless, but I feel like when I wear this foundation, it feels a little heavy on my skin a little bit. So that's the reason that I put it on at number 3. But although it feels a little bit heavy, this is something that I would recommend if you're doing like something where you're going out, maybe like you need your makeup to last a long time and you're going out and you plan on staying out for a long time. This will definitely work amazing for you because this definitely gives really good full coverage. But I think that that's probably why it feels a little bit more on the heavier side of things. But I absolutely love this foundation. I really like the color ranges. I like the price of this. I like the fact that it's, you know, accessible. I can find this at, you know, pretty much anywhere. CVS, Walgreens, Walmart, Target. You can pretty much find Maybelline products anywhere. But I really, really like this. Like I said, the only thing that I would say that I don't really like is that I feel like every time I put this on, it feels a little bit heavy on my skin. So that's the only thing that I would say is kind of like the con. But I really like this. I love the coverage that it gives as well. And then the next one that I want to go ahead and mention is the number 2 Drugstore foundation. And this is the L'Oreal Paris Infallible Pro Matte. And this is in the shade 111 Soft Sable. And this foundation right here is like an oily girl's dream. Like, this foundation is so matte, like it's crazy. It's crazy how matte this foundation is. I love the fact that it's extremely matte, so I don't really have to do too much with like my primers and things like that. I don't have to go overboard with that when I wear this foundation. They don't really have a large like color range, to be honest with you guys. I think this was like the second to darkest shade. So I really wish that they had a little bit more of like a color range to choose from. Like I said, I usually have issues with finding foundations that work specifically for my skin type just because I'm more of like a yellow undertone, and a lot of other foundations are kind of like, I don't know, it's either they look too dark and muddy on me or they look like real ashy on me. So I never find kind of like the, you know, the middle. But this, I absolutely love this because of how matte it is. This is something that I would wear if I know that I need to have my makeup lasting all day and I'm taking like pictures or videos and things like that. This is the most ideal foundation that I go for those reasons, because it just stays on all day and it's really matte all day long. So I really like the coverage that it gives. This is definitely full coverage. Like, this is full coverage. So I really like that as well. But as I said, I don't typically like full coverage, so I don't do too much of this foundation when I'm wearing it, but I really like the fact that it just really gives me a nice smooth like beat canvas. So I really like this as well. But the number one foundation that I would say for Drugstore, and this is the one that I've been really rocking for like years, is this by Black Opal, and this is the True Color Pore Perfecting Liquid Foundation, and this is in the shade Hazelnut. I actually just purchased the shade before the Hazelnut, which is called Beautiful Bronze, which even looks better on my skin tone. Like, this is perfect for me for like summertime. This is like the shade that I am during the summer when I'm extremely tan. But the one that I just recently purchased in Beautiful Bronze, but the one that I just recently purchased in Beautiful Bronze is my perfect now shade, or like my perfect year-round shade. So I really love this foundation. I would completely recommend this 100%. This is the foundation that I go to every single day because it really just helps to kind of dry matte. It helps to fill in the pores, so I have like a nice smooth, like, you know, canvas on my face, and it just looks absolutely beautiful in pictures. It looks beautiful on video. It just works amazing. I love this foundation. This works, to be honest with you, a lot of times when I'm doing my makeup, even if I'm going to like a special event or something like that, I kind of fight myself to kind of use a higher end foundation because I'm so drawn to this all the time because it's just amazing. The coverage is amazing. It gives you like a nice natural coverage, but it's like medium to full coverage. I mean, I would say that it is full coverage, to be honest with you guys. I don't put too much of this, but I feel like it's a natural look to it, so it doesn't look like you have a lot of makeup on, which I really like. And I think this was like maybe $6 or $7 or something like that. I'm not really sure, but I'll make sure to leave the links to everything down in the description box. But this is the number one that I would recommend to you guys if you're now just getting into makeup and you want to try to find, you know, a really good affordable makeup, or a drugstore makeup, or a drugstore foundation that, you know, just to kind of like start creating and playing around in makeup a little bit. This is the one that I would really recommend. Like I said, it's really affordable, it's accessible. You can find it at like your local Walmart or Target or things like that, and it's just amazing. The coverage is amazing, the price is amazing, the consistency, the, you know, the lasting power of it is amazing, the coverage is amazing, the color payoff is amazing. I love this foundation. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I absolutely love this foundation. But that's going to be the number one. I do like each of the foundations that I mentioned to you guys for different reasons, as you guys can tell, but I feel like with all the foundations or all the options that you have really in the makeup industry, there's so many people coming out with so many different, you know, foundations nowadays that it's hard for you to find something that's going to work for your particular skin type and still, like I said, not break the bank. So those are going to be my highly recommended drugstore foundations. They're extremely affordable. As I said, they're really accessible because you can pretty much find them at pretty much anywhere, but I just really love them and I would really highly recommend them. So if you guys are interested in purchasing either one of them, I will make sure to leave links down in the description box, as well as like prices and stuff like that, just so you guys can get an idea of how much you're going to spend for them. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys are having a great day. Be safe, stay blessed, and remember to always treat yourself.